This is absolutely huge for the Dodgers. What am I talking about? Well, first off, worst losing streak of the 2025 season for the Dodgers is finally over. Four in a row at home. I mean, it's one thing to lose on the road four straight, but to lose at home four straight, especially with the home field advantage that the Dodgers have at Dodger Stadium at Chavez Ravine, that's just a sad thing. But the worst is over, and we can look forward to what's going to be happening in the future. I'll tell you what, is it too early to talk Cy Young? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. This is huge for the Dodgers taking the big win. Yamamoto doing his thing. And boy, I tell you what, we needed that win. And to see Yamamoto was going to be the guy on the mound was exciting stuff. He had no hit ball all the way into the seventh inning, gave up the hit there. But still, he was pitching quite well. 1-2-3 first inning. But the Dodgers just couldn't muster a lot of offense until later on. Another come from behind win for the team. And that makes like, what, 20, 25 come from behinds? I don't know. Well, the story is when Max Muncy lifted the sacrifice fly to deep center field in the 10th inning, walking off the D-backs to put a bow on Tuesday's wild 4-3 victory and to finish the job that Yamamoto started. Yamamoto was a stopper his team needed. And that's what I was talking about. He needed to do that. Good pitchers are going to rise to the occasion, and Yamamoto did exactly that. He was dominant all the way through 6 innings, only allowed 3 base runners. He threw a major league career high of 110 pitches to complete 7 scoreless frames. And tell you what, when you got the bullpen getting as taxed as the bullpen has been getting, you need to get some levity. I mean, you need to get someone to be able to go a little deeper. And the fact that Yamamoto went 7, that was huge for the team. Now, moving forward, I don't think you want him to pitch 110 or 110 pitches in a game. You'd kind of like him to stay a little bit lower, especially if you need to count on him like you need to, because he is so important to the team. Then, of course, even though Yamamoto ended up with no decision, yeah, and that's a tough one right there. You just no one's getting hits for him, but the D-backs rallied against Tanner Scott, and man, they ambushed him for those 2 home runs. The game-tying shot, they did that in the 9th, and then the go-ahead blast in the 10th. And it was a statement outing against a team that had rocked him just 2 starts ago, and so he needed to do well. But when he gave up the 2-run home run, you're looking at it going, man, the Dodgers still have a chance. See, that's the great thing about this team is they always still have a chance. They're never out of it. Maybe 5-6 runs in the 9th, you're probably out of it. But the Dodgers being down 2, I was thinking, no way. And plus, did you see Kike, what he's wearing in the dugout? He had the believe. Yeah, he had the believe on his headband. So he was believing that the Dodgers were going to take out that win and make things happen. The Dodgers did exactly that. Now, to look at what the Dodgers were doing the last 4 games, like 4 straight losses, man, that sucks. But to be able to bounce back, that's what good teams do, and that's exactly the type of performance the Dodgers needed. They came off a season high 4-game losing streak, rough stretch. Check the numbers from that. This was not good. Through the first 7 games of the homestand, starters combined to post. And then for Dodgers, I hope you're sitting down. 7.89 ERA, Dodger fans. We don't. That's something that we're not accustomed to. That ranked them 29th in the majors in that span. So pretty much the worst in baseball at that point over those first 7 games of the homestand. We can laugh at it now because they're doing the right thing. During the losing streak, the team was outscored. How's this? 32-20. The team was outscored as well. So couple of things that just stick out right there. And you know what? Good teams can come back and they can rally and put it behind them because look, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint when it comes to baseball, and that's how it looks. All right, let's take a look at the box scores. What went on for the Dodgers? Who got the hits? Where was everything happening from? There you go. You can see it right there. But you got to give it up to Tommy Tanks, clutch. Good to have him back in the game. Oppo Field clutch hit when he needed to get that in. Muncy, talk about that too as well. But how about Freddie Freeman, man? He just continues to do his things. Him and Will Smith have just been just crushing it too. And I mean, you don't want to say Ohtani's not either. I mean, 311 he's hitting, but still, if you look at what Freddie's doing and you look at what Will Smith is doing, man. And if you're Dalton rushing, you're like, okay, 2 games I get to play a week, but is there any way I could do some outfield positions? And then you start thinking about Conforto, man. Conforto still having the troubles that he has been having. I'm not sure what you do there. 164, that's his batting average. At some point, do you bring in rushing and let him play left field? Do you trust him on that? Teo in the right spot, Pajes in center, Edman at second. Is that the plan? Do you finally give him a shot? Is he going to get the shot? It doesn't seem like he's going to get the shot. He looked pretty dejected in the dugout yesterday, watching the whole game, and you just wonder, can the guy get into the game and see what he can do? Not sure why we're not seeing it, but we're not seeing it. All right, pitching. That's how pitching went for yesterday. Well, isn't it feel good to see a 7.0 for your starting pitcher and then only 1 hit? That's a good feeling stat line for your pitcher right there. No earned runs, walked 2, struck out 9, 1.86 ERA. Thank you, Yamamoto, for your services. Definitely appreciate what you do for the team. Vesia, little struggle on that last batter, but you got to give it up for me. He only gave up 2 hits, did not give an earned round up, did walk 1 guy, but Vesia needed to come through when he did. But Kasparius, man, you got to like what he did. Just comes in there and just in a clutch situation needed to close the door. He shuts the door, and his ERA now is at 3.23. Tanner Scott, well, 2.42. Those were some home runs that he'd like to have back. But you know what? The Dodgers didn't give up. They stayed with it. Brought Banda in to wrap things up. But you got to give it up for the Dodgers for getting back on track after 4 straight losses. That's what you got to do. And Muncy was talked to a little bit after the game, and here's what Muncy said. Talking about Yamamoto. I thought he was going to go the distance tonight. I thought he had the stuff to get a no-hitter, but it was really, really good, commanding all of his stuff. It really sucks when we only gave him 1 run. Obviously not a great job by us, but getting away with a win there, that's obviously the biggest part. That is from Max after the win yesterday. I like what Max said on that one too. But how about Max Muncy? You got to give him credit. Comes up in a situation like you're thinking very easy. Could this be a double play right now to end the inning, right? But no, Max Muncy, all he needed to do was be able to get a bat around and get something deep to the outfield to score the run with Ohtani on. And a walk-off sac pop fly, nicely done, gets the RBI. Max Muncy, thank you for your contributions. All right, well, it's the rubber match tonight. That's going to be Burns with a 2.56 ERA, 43 Ks so far for the season for him. He's going against Dustin May, 4.43 ERA and 41 Ks for him. May with a 1-4 record and Burns with a 3-1 record. So Burns the advantage on this one. But look, after we watch May on his last outing, I think that May needs a good comeback win. And I think maybe the Yamamoto win yesterday, or Yamamoto pitching the way he did, maybe that's going to fire up the team, and we'll see what May can do. Get back on the mound, throw some confidence out there, and let's win the series and take 2 of 3 from the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's what needs to happen. Hey, that's going to do it. Dodgers Digest. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, turn on notifications. Fastest growing Dodger channel out there. I'm Brad J. Thanks for always tuning in. And remember, as you go through your most awesome day, to just think Dodger Blue and let's go Dodgers.